Hi, I'm Isabel, a children's author, songwriter, and concert pianist turned music therapist. Welcome to Growing Up Connected, where we explore how music, language, and wonder help us grow as families and connect across cultures. My story with music started at the piano. I spent many years studying, training, and performing as a concert pianist. During the day, I worked as a product manager in Silicon Valley. I would build artificial intelligence products and perform concerts at night and on weekends. Fast forward to when I became a mom, everything changed. I knew that I had this connection with music that led and drove me to pursue music. However, I started to see music with an additional layer, not just as performance, but as connection. I was very lucky that I was able to leave the corporate world after my first baby was born. However, it was a little isolating at times. I would sing to and play music for my baby every day. I noticed how she would calm, regulate, and even light up through music. That made me curious that this connection to music was more than my own connection to music as a musician. I wanted to understand why. This led me down the path of reading more literature and eventually discovering the world of music therapy. So I went back to school to study music therapy, combining what I knew from music, psychology, and clinical skills. One of the experiences that truly shaped me happened at the children's hospital where I worked. I was called to see a little girl after a stem cell transplant. She had developed selective mutism after some very traumatic procedures. Her native language was Mandarin, so I started singing with her in Mandarin instead of English. This should not be a surprise to any music therapist, but it was still incredible to witness how her eyes lit up and her personality came back alive through the music. For the weeks after that I worked with her, I would bring in bilingual materials I prepared to work with her towards the goal of addressing anxiety, coping skills, and cognitive development. Of course, I searched online for suitable materials, but I realized there were not enough bilingual, singable materials to support kids emotionally and culturally. So I decided to create them myself. That's how Learning Songs with Colors, the Fishing Song was born, a bilingual singable book in English and Mandarin, reimagining a familiar nursery rhyme and telling a story about courage and finding your way through challenges. Since then, I've published 3 more bilingual singable picture books and started Music and Tales, a company that creates music-based and music therapy resources for children, families, educators, and therapists. My mission is simple: to empower kids through music. I want children everywhere to feel seen, inspired, and connected through melody and story. Every project I make carries a little piece of the world, from the ocean that inspired the fishing song to the forest, mountains, and coral reefs that inspire my upcoming books. These days, I split my time between Taipei and North Texas, writing stories and songs, publishing with Music and Tales, and raising 3 bilingual kids. My family travels often, exploring the world, learning languages, and finding inspiration everywhere we go. I get asked a lot about our language immersion stays in Taiwan as well as world schooling. In the coming months, I'll be sharing more about our world schooling adventures, bilingual parenting, and creative life, from writing songs while sailing to finding rhythm in everyday family chaos. If you love music, language, and creativity, I would love for you to join me on this journey. Subscribe to the channel, follow along at Music and Tales as we keep growing up connected.